We are now live. I just want to go to YouTube to make sure. This is the
Yeah, yeah,
first
sure.
time using the platform. Cool, we're live. Cool, man. Well, welcome on to my show. And I'm really excited to have you as one of the first. I really want to get these AirPods working. But um, yeah, dude, it was honestly a pleasure meeting you at CNFTCon, and your team is always so sweet and so patient with me. Um, I'm really bad at responding, and you guys are really sweet with keeping on top of that. And I just like what you guys do, and I like your vibe, and uh, and yeah. So I was happy to have you on as the first one of this new series, and again, it's just a pleasure hanging with you. Yeah, but please introduce yourself.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, no, appreciate the kind words, man. Likewise, it was great to meet, sit down and catch up. I don't know what were we eating at the Faha 100 dinner, like shrimps
um,
and stuff.
yeah, foods and
Yeah, yeah, some oysters, it was all happening in Vegas. So that was good fun, man. But thank you for having me on. I believe you spoke to Tommy, the other co-founder, once before.
hmm.
Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's good to chat. But yeah, I'm one of the two co-founders of ADA Ninjaz, Zushan, based in Canberra, Australia, which is our capital. Yes, no, Sydney is not our capital. Canberra is our capital, believe it or not, for anyone who is new to Australian geography. I don't know why that matters, but yeah, so it was great to travel over the Pacific to the US, meet everybody for the first time. We met most of our team for the first time. So
Wow.
like yeah, that
Where
was that
where are
was
they? Where are some of them based?
so couple of people, well, our partners from Mirai Music are in LA, who we got to hang out with properly. Our community
Oh, that's
manager, Michael, is just outside of LA. Met him for the first time. Then our storyteller, Ignacio, flew in from Germany. So after working with all these people for, 13 months, we got to hang out, which was nice. So we took a few days in LA just to chill, do some team bonding, that kind of thing. So it was good fun, man. And
team
it's
bonding. Hell yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We walked the Hollywood Boulevard. I went to the Warner Brothers studio there in Burbank, which was nice. That was a lot of fun.
Oh wow.
Uh, so
What was there? I'm not familiar with that, to be honest.
So they just take you through like a studio tour. Like, this is where we shot X and this is
Oh,
where we shot
huh.
Y. And do you want to see how you would look in CGI on Batman's bike or whatever? So you can try that out. So
That's
it was
awesome.
it was fun.
How
Yeah,
did
yeah,
you
yeah. It's
look?
pretty nice. I didn't actually do it, man. We were running late. Yeah, we had a flight to catch, but I did try they had this thing where they show you how you can get two people sitting next to each other, but due to the camera and the depth, it looks like one is a hobbit and one is a giant,
Uh-huh.
right next to each other. So that was pretty cool. We did try that out. It was kind of crazy because we're just sitting next to each other, but one's huge and one's tiny. Yeah. You should
Oh
go
my
check it out.
God.
It's not too far from you, man.
No, yeah, it's very close. It sounds fun. I've been doing different things and just going to museums I haven't been. Um, and it's been pretty cool. Maybe I'll do that one time. How was meeting some of your team? I know that like no matter how much you can bond with someone over the internet, even if it's a FaceTime or whatever, it's still a little different when you meet them in person. I don't know. I feel like it's so easy on the internet for us to create like a different uh, create like our own perspective of how people are, no matter what they do over the internet. So, how was it for you?
Yeah, yeah, it was like really interesting because you have this perception or this thought as to how, your teammate is online, but
Yeah.
then you meet them in person and yeah, there are similarities, but also a lot of differences. So a key example is our community manager, Vivid or Michael. He doesn't like Twitter spaces. He's like, I just don't want to do a Twitter space. I'll do anything else. And then at CNFTCon, every single night till 6 or 7 a.m. He was out socializing with
Oh my
everybody,
gosh.
just repping ninjas. He's like, you got to get in, you got to join us. And I was like, dude, I went to bed and I woke up and you're still here. So that kind of thing is always shocking, because you don't expect it.
Yeah.
So a lot of fun. I cannot complain. I think that a lot of people said, "Oh, boo-hoo, turnout wasn't nice," all that kind of stuff.
Really? Was there
Look, we're
people that
in.
said that? Honestly, everyone I spoke to, they were just shocked. I was shocked at the turnout. I love the
Oh
turnout.
yeah, yeah. I loved it. I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
But I had a few people who came by and they were just kind of like, "Oh, but conventions need to have like 10,000 more people than this." I said, "Wait, it's the first time. It's a bear market. Not everyone can afford to fly around. A lot of projects from overseas cannot make it because of just what the market's like at the moment.
Yeah.
So the fact that so many people showed up, that in itself is a huge achievement. And alongside that, got to meet everybody in person, met you, met everyone else in the space, met the team, met all the community. One of our community members, like the first 100 people in our server, shout out to him, Meta. What he did is he actually made a whole 20-page comic book for our storyteller, and gifted it to him at CNFTCon, and then now it's also going to mint as like a fan NFT that he's created. So he built the whole thing, gave it over to our storyteller, which was amazing. So those kind of things you only get to experience in person, and that's what it was all about. But how was it for you? How'd you like it? I've lost your audio.
There we go. Okay, sorry. Um, yeah, no, I had a wonderful time. It was pretty amazing meeting everyone across the internet. I didn't realize how special the Cardano community is in terms of the kind of people that are in the community. I didn't meet anyone who I felt like was trying to get something from me or subliminally put me down or it's so easy to find people like that in the world. So the fact that we have a community where the majority of those people are just people trying to connect and people that are happy to be there and ready to learn and chat and get to know you is super special that we've created a community like that. I had a burning thought today. um, I'm gonna dive right into it. I was wondering why. um, I was wondering about your project, and if you combine all the floors together, like you have a pretty decent floor. So because you forget, like you have a lot of different collections. Um, and I was just thinking of like why aren't these guys popping off? Like they have a lot going on, which we'll get into. But I was thinking about the name Ada Ninjas, and I was wondering if some people think that like it's handicap ninjas, like ADA, the American Disability Act.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like
Right.
it means like handicap. I don't know if you have ADA in Australia, but
No, no, no. I didn't get the reference. Yeah.
so ADA stands for American Disability Act, and it's like when there's handicap spots in a parking lot and people hang their handicap pass. It's called like an ADA pass, or it's just
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
everything everywhere is ADA for handicap things. So I thought that just in the long run, yeah, I don't really know what I expect you to do with that, but it came to my mind.
No, that's really
Yeah,
interesting
that's it.
because I would never have even known that, right? Obviously, we picked the name over what 14 months ago now,
Uh-huh.
and the ADA was supposed to be Ada, but then also
Yeah.
the title of each clan. So the Aramar, the Daisuke, the Atsuko. But you need to know about the story to kind of do that,
Right.
to realize what's going on. But
Mhm.
one of the things on our roadmap is a rebrand. So
Oh,
we are
really?
going to be changing the name. It's obviously not going to be just Ninjas because that's
Well, yeah, you'll
very
find something
vague.
appropriate for your unique theme, right? And maybe that'll help you define or help it define the surface on what the project is all about.
Exactly, exactly. So we are working through, like, we're having brainstorming sessions on the path we want to go down. We've already sort of started it. So with our game, there's no Ada on it. It's just ninjas, shards of Nineveh.
Uh-huh.
You look at our comic books, they're not called Ada Ninjas something. They're called like the Aramar Origins and so on. So we have pushed in that direction already.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, that's an interesting thing. I didn't actually know that ADA stood for that. I had no clue.
I guess it
So
also stands for
yeah,
American Dental Association. Someone wrote that in the comment. Thank you,
it's
Yoda.
definitely yeah. Well, our ninjas are pretty handy with teeth.
Yeah,
You know.
they can break them, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They'll send you to the ADA.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I I love I love some of the art, not all of it because no one loves everything. But I love
Yep.
like the Daisuke one. The art on that one is really sweet. And on the original ones are really nice too. To be honest, I don't really know why I said that. I'm trying to remember my train of thought because I lost it. I think I was going into, I would love to understand more because I love your art and I love your team, long story short. So I would love to
Yeah, yeah,
understand
yeah.
more of what you guys are trying to do and where you're at now. And for people, like, just talk to me like I'm 5 years old. Like, for people who are watching this and will watch this, like, a straight, like, breakdown of what your purpose.
Yeah, for sure. Interestingly, I was having a chat with the community about, and they were like, what is your sort of one sentence USP that defines Ada Ninjas, right? And the whole community got involved and they started brainstorming it with us, which was a lot of fun because we had a few things already that we use for like our pitch decks and all that sort of stuff. But essentially, Ada Ninjas is an anime inspired multimedia business with music, manga, comics, gaming, and NFTs.
What is
Where
manga?
you So manga is the Japanese version of comics.
Mm.
Yeah. Uh, so where you, the community, work with us in deciding the next aspects of the chapter or the story.
And
So, yeah, sorry.
how do they do that?
Yeah, so on okay, so in each layer it's different. I'll start off with the comic side of things because that's the first one. Or actually I'll start with the NFTs, right? We released season 1. Uh and that was all us. We picked all the different attributes, the traits, got them made, put them up. But then when season 2 came around, holders of season 1, I think, picked more than 25 or 30 traits across the
Mhm.
collection based on the lore. So, we had that voting element come in. Then it was the same with season 3. On the comic front, we create the story, and then in between each part of the story you get to vote on where you want the story to go. So let's say we have a character called CJ, right, in our manga, and you, CJ, are about to fight a ninja, and you decide, the community then decides, is CJ gonna use his sword? Is he
Oh, cool.
gonna, yeah, is he gonna maybe go, hey, let's try and sort this out without going to
Yeah,
war,
yeah.
without having a fight.
It,
So
like,
4 or 5
have you
options.
heard
Yeah.
of Telltales?
Yeah, that's
Or
right. Yeah.
there's like this Telltale thing, and I had the best time playing that. It was a Batman Telltale, and I loved the interactiveness and the idea that you'll never know what it would have been like if you chose the other choices. So for the community to build the comic together, I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly. And then, there was that Netflix Black Mirror episode where you could like click and pick. That's the same thing, like pick your story, go in that, like create your own adventure kind of thing.
Yeah,
So, and then we take it up a notch where, we do certain competitions, or certain people who do certain things within our server or on Twitter, they can have their NFTs feature in the comic as background characters. So they may come in and say something to like the leading clan members, or they may just feature in a fight. So that's another element of that storytelling, community driven storytelling. Then the music side, which I think is the best process in my opinion, because we figured out a really good way to do it. Working with our partners at Mirai, with Ricardo and Jacopo, what we've done is we onboard an artist from outside of the Web3 space. We hold a Twitter space with them. The community comes in, asks them questions, talks to them, then tells us, hey, we like this artist or we don't. But the community is really nice. They haven't said they don't like any artist. So there hasn't been a don't yet. And then we will onboard that artist. Mirai Music will ask the community, what genre do you think fits this
yeah,
song or this clan or this
yeah.
story? And they'll then go on to make like 5 or 6 beats.
So you
Then
guys
we
have
get the,
already been
yeah.
doing this?
Yeah, so we've done this for out of our 3 songs that are released, 2 of them, it's been done. And now we've got our 4th song coming out, which is featuring the singer. Her name is
Wow.
Nastasia. She's actually the songwriter for Beyonce
Oh,
in a
wow.
lot of her tracks. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So
And and
she's, yep.
and my question, how do they vote? Is it based on how many of that clan they hold?
No, so we did something a little bit different here, where on the music side of things, we sell a small collection, like 100 NFTs or 200 NFTs, which we split with the artist. So they get an intro into Web3 that way as well. They get some NFTs that look like them. So we did a track with called Aramar, which is sort of like a punk rock, very anime esque song, and the NFTs in that are of the artists. So they get like a ninja version of them. So like Billy Martin from Good Charlotte played the guitar on that song. There's a ninja version of Billy Martin, only 10 of them around.
Mm,
So a lot of people love that. We've also been lucky enough to onboard people from their audiences into Cardano and into NFTs, which has been, a fun experience, because that's at the end of the day what we're all trying to achieve, right? Bring in wider adoption. Um, so after, I guess, the genres picked, the community works with us to write the lyrics. And if you write the lyrics of the song, we credit you on like Tidal. Spotify doesn't allow it, but if you go to Tidal and
yeah.
we don't use Tidal in Australia much, I believe, so I don't know much about it. But if you go on Tidal and you look at the Aramar song, 6 or 7 community members are credited because their lyrics got picked uh,
Wow, that's
in the
really
song.
fun. That's
Yeah,
really
it's
fun.
amazing, right? So you really get to be a part of the music creation process. And then we took it up a notch, where on our next song, Atsuko, we even had a community member play the riff on the guitar, and we added that to the track.
Wow.
And a community member also helped with sort of the production side of things. So
Whoa.
we fused that all in together for those people that really like music. Come on, jump in, be a part of the song creation. And we're doing that with the third song, which is the Daisuke song at the moment. They also get early teasers, so while the recording sessions are going on, they get to see early clips and hear what the song is like, and so on. And then, yeah, that's how the music front works.
Wow. That's crazy. And I noticed that, I mean, it's no joke. The producers you guys have make good enough music where there's already thousands of streams on Spotify, I saw. How did that like how did that happen? How did it get so much
Yeah,
attention?
yeah, we were quite lucky. So firstly, I think by pulling in the artists from various. So we had Billy Martin on the second track. We
Oh,
had Katie Bell, who is an American Idol finalist, and then we had Iago, who's a Welsh singer who's done tracks for Disney.
wow.
So leveraging all of them, we
And
were
how did
lucky
you get
enough.
those
Yeah.
people to get on how did you get those
Uh,
people to get on your song? Did you just commission them or
No, no, no. So they all jumped on a sort of profit split, revenue split,
Mhm.
and onboarding to Web3. So we didn't actually pay them. So that was
Understood.
the incredible part of it, because they want to learn about Web3 and they want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
So, if some of them are now considering potentially dropping their own collections in the future, and we're working with them to help make that happen as well. So that's part of what we promised them if they choose to do that.
Wow.
Um, so how we get them on though is big shout out to the man. He also lives in LA, Gianluca, absolute legend. He is bringing on so many celebrities to Cardano, even ones you don't think you know about.
Wow.
Yeah, and even ones who are already there and you don't know how they got there. Gianluca is the man who does it. We
Wow.
he has a lot of. So when we were at CNFT Con, he left halfway because his buddy is the manager of Tom Jones. So he had to go say hi to Tom Jones because he was performing in Vegas. So that's kind of his network is really strong in that sort of celebrity space. And he is the guy he is our go-to guy, and Mirai Music introduced us to him. But we hung out with him in LA so much. He goes and sources people who want to be a part of this. I mean, he reached out to the band The Kiss, and they said, yeah, we'll come on, but give us 200 grand.
Wow.
Yeah, so Gene Simmons was like, yeah, I'll drop an NFT. You got $200,000 for me.
200,000. Wow.
Yeah. So he's got a great network, and he's a really genuine guy. The way he hosted us in LA, and Ricardo as well from Mirai Music, I was just like, wow, and I've known these guys
Wow.
online for so long, but to meet them in person, yeah, just gems, absolute gems of human beings.
Wow. Isn't that amazing how that comes together?
It's insane.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. So you were able to get all this exposure on those songs and I guess they caught fire too. This is a
Yeah, one of them, I think Aramar got into some big playlists somehow. Someone added it to a playlist, and then it hit number one on iTunes Belgium
Wow.
and Netherlands the rock charts. So it hit
Wow.
number one on the rock charts there. And then we kind of dug deeper, and I'm like, we don't even have a single community member from Belgium or the Netherlands, right?
Yeah.
Like, so it was interesting, but I
Yeah.
still think the gap is how do you get those people to then come here, right? That's the
Yeah.
trickiest part of
There
it.
is a gap there. Yeah.
And
Interesting.
yeah, and at the end of the day, until they don't have to worry about the tech, they can just tap their card to get a Katie Bell or a Billy Martin NFT. Uh, it's gonna be it's gonna be tricky. That's what I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. What do you think some of the solutions are? Where do you think people start to find those solutions?
Look, I do think what Endmaker are doing with their paper wallet is really, really good. I think it's a good sort of
What is it?
halfway solution. It basically like sets up a seed phrase for you, which you can store, and then you can use your card using that wallet. Um, I think that's a decent midway solution, but the ideal is I did like what they like what I would love to see at the next CNFT con is for us to be able to verify our party tickets uh, with our phones at the gate, rather than having to pre-print them. So it's just about evolving that tech evolving, right?
Yeah.
Because I know that a lot of people didn't make the party because they didn't know how to do that, and then by the time they got there, it was kind of booked out.
Yeah, well, what's trippy to me is in this world, things like the DMV. Do you guys have a Department of
I know
Motor?
what the DMV is. I've seen enough movies for that one.
But what do you guys have?
Like the Road Transport Authority,
Got it. All right.
RTA. Yeah,
Well,
same
right.
thing. Yeah.
So pink slips for cars, I'm assuming globally, they're all paper, and they insist on paper, and they insist on sending them to your house without a tracking number, and it's like so ass backwards. And when the blockchain can literally fix that, that's something that I feel like is one of the closer things, or the things that fit easiest at the moment. Like that is one of the closer steps in my opinion, because it's so it can be done so easily. It's just a matter of the DMV saying, what blockchain are we going to use, this, that, blah, blah, blah. But that would be pretty badass, dude.
I agree 100%. I also think what is being done at the moment that just needs to perhaps grow is the certificate of authenticity on physical items, right? So if you look at soccer, right? So they had the award ceremony for the best soccer players called the Ballon d'Or, and at the Ballon d'Or, every soccer player who won an award actually got an NFT chip saying this is you are the true owner of this prize.
Whoa.
And yeah, and that's a big deal, right? I was talking about this in a Twitter space recently. I think the only entertainment industry that has gotten into blockchain really well. Yeah, there's still a lot of work, but relative to, if you're talking music, film, gaming, sports, it's sports.
Mm,
Sports has a big integration with blockchain already. We have this sport that a lot of people watch in Australia, which you guys don't even know, called cricket. It's like baseball.
yeah.
And the cricket is like the second most watched sport in the world, and they have their World Cup on at the moment. And at the end of every game, it's like NBA Top Shots, right? You can collect moments from the
Wow.
World Cup as
That's gnarly.
NFTs. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's being advertised on free TV at the end of every game every day at the moment.
Wow.
So a lot of these things are being used at a very basic level, but it needs to. So, like Josh Miller from SeaWorld did the Basho coin with the chip recently. Um, that's a cool collectible. We did that with our comic, right? We did 100 physical versions of our comic for 150 ADA, and you got a chip at the back, and it showed you what number, like you got
Can
an
you explain
NFT.
what you mean by chip?
Okay, yeah. If I had the book, I could show you, but it doesn't look like I do. Um, there's a very so like in your passports, you have a chip in the
Okay, I didn't know
passport.
that, but okay.
Okay, so there's a very thin chip that you put into paper, and it can be pressed in
Oh
between
yeah.
two. Yeah, so that exists in our, well, the 100 comics that we printed and sold like that. And then there's also a chip in the middle of the book. You can turn on your NFC scanner on your phone, which you use to, like, pay on the pay machine and stuff like that. Tap it to the chip, and it'll take you to a link where you can mint the NFT for 2 ADA. And then that,
Oh,
yeah, and then that shows you that you are the holder of comic number
once you mint that,
74 out of
yeah, yeah, yeah.
100. Yeah.
That's
And then
really
if you
cool.
scan the other side, it'll always take you to the digital version of the manga comic, which you can read for free online. So it gives you both those options and that interactiveness, because when you read our comic online, there's a whole soundtrack attached to it as well, and we've got like the paper turn, so you got to flip the page. The music is changing as you're going through the story, so it
Mm.
gives you that added experience of having the feel, but then also going online and kind of listening and enjoying it that way. So I
Yeah,
think those applications are really, really good, and something that you can easily do at the moment.
yeah. I would. What's coming to my brain right now is that I would definitely suggest figuring out a way to get the crux of why your project is dope on one page, and a digestible one page. Like I love, and I think is really cool, the stuff that you guys are doing. I think that maybe a lot of people are just wrapped up in making money right now, so they're not really interacting with their NFTs in the way that Ada Ninjas is suggesting. Like maybe it's just not. I think it's just timing. I think that a lot of people would be more involved if things were hot and people were making money. And right now there's just kind of like an OG community standing, and and to interact with the stuff like you're describing, I think it takes more dedicated people. And so I would say, just for now, to find a way to describe all the uh, all the attributes of your project in a very short kind of way that can be advertised very easily.
100%. I mean, I haven't even gotten into gaming yet.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear about that too, because I have seen that you guys have a game.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, look, you're 100% right. I think that the toughest thing for a newbie to Ada Ninjas is, holy crap, there's a lot going on, right?
There is, yeah.
How do
There's
I get
different
into this?
plans. Yeah.
Yeah. I think, what we have been able to do well now, though, is recognize that the people participating in the story, voting, and all of that are a dedicated few, right? The
Yeah.
people participating in the music are a few, but the people digesting it are a lot more.
Right.
And um, that's why we're now, going full-fledgedly into the ecosystem side of things. We're going to be releasing the Ninjas token soon. We dropped our MVP game.
What's the token
I,
gonna be used for in a quick summary?
Yeah, so the token will be used for the game. It will be used for, we just onboarded a new artist. Shout out to Victor War, if you know him, to anyone who's watching. He's one of the most popular one-for-one artists in the space, especially with like the anime style. So there's a lot in terms of what we can do with, using the ninjas to change up your what your collections look like. Obviously, there will be staking, all that sort of stuff, but this is the currency to drive the game as
Mm-hmm.
well. And we brought on a AAA game developer who is our game director,
Yeah.
Sahi Lieberman. So he's working on that now. His gaming studio, is signed up with us to build the whole game. So we've got the gaming studio and their get
Do
their
you want to
head.
do you want to talk about the token? Do you want to talk about the tokenomics or anything like that? Or why you think yours will stand the test of time?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Well, the main reason it's still not out is we've done everything legitimately. We spent, $25,000 on
Wow.
legal. Costs a lot of money. We could not issue the token from Australia because it's quite similar here as it is with the SEC when it comes to token issuance. So we had two ways we could do it. One would be, let's play dumb. I don't know what's going on. What token? No, it's utility. Or we just cough up the money and we do it the right way. So we went down that path because, we want to stay for the long run, make things happen. That's what we've always done.
Yeah.
So we we partnered with a company based in Liechtenstein in Europe, and they have all the regulatory licenses to issue the token. So they connected us to lawyers. These lawyers did a full breakdown of the token, and according to Liechtenstein law, we are 100% a utility token, right?
Mm-hmm.
With what we're offering, what we're trying to do, what the token's going to
And
be
did you
used
have to
for.
get past like a checklist that defines you as that?
Oh yeah. Oh yes. A whole lot of documents. A whole
Yeah.
lot of documents for sure. Um, and pricey. It was even more pricey in Australia though. If we paid like 20 to 25K in Liechtenstein, it was double the amount to get it done here.
Whoa.
Yeah. So that was the first barrier. So we've overcome that. What happens now is that company LCX issues the token for us. So they're going to basically issue the token. We're not issuing the token, we receive it. Hence, we're good on like the legal side of things. We're going into our private sale soon. So the last
And so
two,
private
three,
sale, I think to like a lot of people, private sale may sound like, oh, is that sketch? But you guys have done a lot with lawyers and whatnot that make it all good. Is that correct?
yeah,
Yeah.
man, CJ, I'll tell you, bro.
Yeah.
So the purpose of the private sale is twofold, right? The first thing is we don't want to suck the community dry of more ADA,
Right.
right? Very straightforward and honest. We've done 3 collections. All 3 have sold out because of our community, because of the people who believe in what we're doing.
Right.
Through the NFTs, you'll be able to stake and get this token, and you'll be able to claim the token as well on a quarterly basis. So you'll be receiving the token through those mechanisms. But we're doing this private sale because we wanted to bring in VC funding, right? And if you want to be a gaming project that can stand the test of time,
Mm.
you need a lot of money and you need the right backers with the right networks in this space. The way it moves, the way we're seeing big VCs, gaming VCs like Animoca brands jumping in, throwing in millions, we needed to do that.
And how do you come to an
So
agreement on the price
the token price,
for the private sale?
yeah. So look, we historically looked at how much native tokens. There haven't been a lot of native token sales on Cardano, but there's been NMaker. Then we looked at other native tokens on other chains and how much they sold for on in the private sales. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what we determine for our price. So it's 40% off in the private sale at 0.000, I believe that's the right amount of zeros, $21 per Ninjas token,
Uh-huh.
whereas it's 0.0035 dollars per Ninjas token in the public sale. So a
Uh-huh.
40% off. The tokenomics are, they're on our website.
And wait, 40%
Um,
off. Why are they 40% off during the private sale? Because
because
only
you invest a higher chunk of money
got it. Got it.
and the token releases. So what we call what you call a vesting period. Uh, the token releases for use on over a longer period of time. That way, people don't go, oh no, as soon as the token generation event occurs, everyone's going to dump it, right? So you need to have a vesting period, plus you give a discount for the private sale. People can go in and put a higher amount of money, but we've only got a limited amount of slots available for like big community members, friends, and family. And then the rest of it is for VCs. And I kid you not, man, with VCs, over the last 3 months, I think we've made over 300 documents, from give us your organization structure to your financial statements to 3 types of pitch decks, from a 5-minute pitch deck to a 20-minute pitch deck to a 1-hour pitch deck. Things I had never come across that we don't use in Australia. We have like an info pack, which is essentially like a Word document with 150 to 200 links. And a VC can go there and look at all of those things and be like, okay, now I know the tokenomics, I know the extra tokenomics, I
Mm-hmm.
know their go-to-market strategy, I know how they're going to be generating revenue over the coming years, I know what the game design is, I know what they've achieved so far, all the background histories of the team, all the contracts with the team members who are working for us, their pays, their salaries. Insanity,
Wow.
right? You come into this space, you're like, it's so much fun, right? And then everyone who's watching is like, these devs must be having so much fun doing this. I agree, we do. But then there's also this really, really boring stuff in the background that we have to sit for. Like, some of these documents take a week to just
Yes.
make and fill up, So we've done all of that. And once that private's, I think we're like, I would like to say days, but weeks away from onboarding a couple of really, really big VCs that we've been talking to
Mm-hmm.
for, I would say, upwards of 2 months,
Wow.
right? But it works so slow. You send them information, then they come, and understandably, they're investing. They want to do their due diligence, right? Simple as
Mm-hmm.
that. They're not going to go, oh, okay, I like this project. Boom, here's the money. It's not like Shark Tank, guys.
Right.
Believe it or not, it's not. It doesn't happen like that. um, so once the private sale's done, then there's the public sale. And we are doing the public sale across multiple gaming launch pads, none of which have done a Cardano native token before. So you have gaming launch pads like Engine Starter, who do BSC, Ethereum.
Wow.
Uh,
I had
for,
this thought
yeah,
today that
yeah.
I was looking at the Ore Mob, and it seems like a real like big company came to Cardano and is going to raise the bar. That's the vibe I get from what I've just talked to people, looked at the artist, and he has someone that manages him. I overheard that there's 20 people working at Ore Mob. I don't know how true that is, but it's gonna really set a bar that hopefully Cardano members will keep themselves to, because what's going to happen is the projects that aren't really in it for the long run, they will start to fizzle out because they won't be able to mint 10,000 NFTs at 40 ADA, and because they're duck pictures of bored apes. Like it's not going to happen anymore when you get so much money in.
Yep.
The mint for the Ormob was 252 ADA, and the volume is very impressive. And right now, this is the only thing selling right now.
Yep. Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
so
And shout out to them. Yeah.
yeah,
Congrats,
and
guys. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, the Ormob is dope, and at least so far what they've done for us. And again, like the point of what I was saying was that people like you guys who are spending money on tokenomics, doing these private sales, raising money. I mean, we don't know exactly how it's all going to pan out, but you hopefully you guys are the kind of people that are going to end up staying, like Veggie you guys, Wild Tangs, people, like regardless of the floor price, people who are actually here because they have a some kind of vision and passion and conviction. Now, I'd like to hear more about your vision for what this looks like and why, like, people should have fun using it.
100%. Also, I did want to shout out one other company that I think stands out on Cardano on the NFT side of things, Book.io.
Yeah, I've been hearing so much, but it's been going in one ear out the other. Like I'm not really understanding what it is.
Yeah, they're amazing. Just the soft chill there. We're releasing some of our books with them soon, so stay tuned. That's going to be really, really exciting. But they are a super professional team, and I think they're doing amazing work. A lot of people that I spoke to in Vegas had a lot of good things to say about them. I talk to their team quite regularly, and they're really, really professional in how they do things, and they come from a background of publishing. So that's a big win for me personally if I'm looking at a project. Yeah, I did. So that's all I wanted to add on that point. But in terms of vision, look, 100%, we're building an entertainment business, right? We've done that from the start. We released very different styles of NFTs for each of our collections. And like you said, some people like some don't like the others, and that's okay. They all attract a different kind of person. But I think there is a consensus that the Daisuke art is really, really good because it's fully animated, it's got the music, and we had 4 artists make those NFTs. So a lot of work. Those went into development before season 2 even dropped. So those were being made before season 2 even came out. That's how much work went into those Daisuke. And it's at the moment it's crazy. I think there are like 100 Daisuke out of 6,200 listed. So it's something ridiculous, right?
Wow.
And the floor is just 90 or something. Because again, our community manager Vivid he's got like a chart that shows us how all the floors are and how many listings there are at the moment and all that sort of stuff. And like I think overall there are 900 ninjas listed out of 21,000. So
Wow.
that's a big that is a big sort of
I think it's
affirmation.
an indicator. I think it's an indicator for some kind of takeoff because it's not at a price right now where your holders want to sell.
Exactly. And I think that the people that have, if you look at season 1, we still have something like 28,000 holders. So the wallet distribution is really, really good as well. And that shows us that the people that minted 13 months ago, they're still just holding back from season 1 since then. So it's really good for us to kind of see those numbers and those metrics, and they're important to see. However, we don't sit and worry about them 24/7. Otherwise, you're not going to get anywhere in this space. If as a project lead, if you're kind of concerned about
Yeah.
those things all the time. But in terms of vision, which, sorry, I digress, but the question that you actually asked me was about the vision of ADA Ninjas, right?
Mhm.
Well, we are growing and will continue to grow into a community-driven multimedia entertainment brand,
Right.
right? How,
I think that's something people have trouble digesting today, and I
yeah,
think that
a-
and every day it
absolutely.
grows. But I think it means that you're early on it, so I would say definitely maintain that conviction at least for a few years before judging it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Look, the market is very different right now in terms of where it will be 3 to 5 years from now,
Yeah,
right?
and the world just
Even
doesn't.
yeah, absolutely. Like at the moment, we know that all of us, to a certain extent, right, do flip NFTs. No matter how much you say that, oh, I'm in it for the art, or I'm in it for something else, you're
Yeah, there's
also in it to
always.
flip.
Yeah, everything else is
Yeah,
lingering, of course.
yeah. So that's the majority of the market at the moment. And then you have people who are into like all the activities that all the projects do. The Dead Rabbits do all their live events.
Yeah,
The Clays are doing all the 3D stuff, and you've got all these things going on. So there are those people who are really into that. Um, it's about kind of pushing through and sticking it out and kind of doing what you're doing, that I believe is very important. Uh, there was a time that the floor of Aramar season 1 in January this year dropped down to 10 ADA, right?
wow.
I think it's like 120, and it's been around that for like the last 4 or 5 months. But it dropped to 10 ADA. I think there were actually 3 sales in 8 ADA, which one of our community members always reminds us, I bought this baby for 8 ADA.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So the waves, they come and they go, right? That's okay. You just have to essentially stick it out. And
Yeah,
people call us like the OG anime project or whatever, because we've been around for such a long time.
yeah.
uh having seen all the projects kind of come and go, I think you need business acumen on a team. You need people on the team. You can't do everything on your own. That's the second thing. You need to, unfortunately, be willing to cut people when need be. If
Mhm.
something is not working on your team, you
Amen.
have to you have to let that person go. We've done that several times, unfortunately. As
Yeah.
much as we like the person, right?
And
Because they were,
business and in intimacy.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
Exactly, right?
yeah.
Uh, they may be a great person, but if it's not working out, the analogy fits in both
Yeah,
scenarios,
it
right?
really did
Yeah.
for a second. I shifted my brain to think, like, intimate for a second. I was like, "Damn, he's onto something."
For sure, man, for sure. So I'm a big believer in that if you have the right people with the right skill sets and the right conviction,
Mhm.
you can battle the storms and you can
Right.
weather the storms. And 1 year from now, we launched at a time when Ether Mobs launched. I don't know if you remember them. They rugged.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
like, the street art, the street characters.
Yeah. So they launched like 3 days after us, or yeah, three or
Are
four
those
days
still
after us.
around?
So a project from VChain has taken over them, called Ukiyo Warriors.
Uh,
But they're going to be doing a whole new collection. But the original team kind of left.
Oh my god, the floor is 8 ADA.
There you go. Yeah.
Let me see if I can figure out how to screen share. I want to do that. Fuck. Not working. Bloop, bloop, bloop. All right, nope, screen share is not gonna work. I'm not figuring it out. But yeah,
It
either
allows me to present. I don't know. You want me to give it a try?
Sure, do it.
All right, let's check it out. Might as well try it.
While you're doing that, yeah, my thoughts on Or, we were just talking about them. I don't know if you tuned in, but I was going on a tangent about how they're setting the bar for Cardano NFTs.
Okay, it doesn't work for me. Sorry.
All right, I'll have to troubleshoot for the next one. But yeah, EtherMob's floor is 8 ADA. So you're saying that people took them over and they may be worth something in the future?
Well, there's a project from VeChain called Yukio Warriors. We've
Yeah.
actually collabed with them. We did a small drop with them on the VeChain side of things, which was really fun. They've taken over EtherMobs. I don't know what's happening though. They haven't done anything yet.
Got him.
But you know, EtherMobs dropped around then. The Stone Age Hooligans dropped like a few days before us.
The Stone Age Hooligans. I'm so lucky I didn't buy any of those.
Well, interestingly, their team, well, what's remaining of their team is doing an amazing job. They've built dApps. They've made all this stuff happen, right? Hooligan Dev is doing a great job.
Stone Age
But
Hooligans. Oh, floor is 30, not 8.
Yeah. So they're doing all right. They're doing all right considering, like, I think more than half of their team left, right?
The art is all the same. It's the same character.
Yeah. It was
the epitome of NFTs, like holding a banana, same dude holding a carrot, same dude with a Game Boy blowing bubble gum.
That's it. And then they had the whole issue with stock art, right? That was the first one.
Yeah.
So, but they're around. Half their teams left, kind of community and existing people have taken over and they've done a great job. But you know, it's shown me
thinking about your metrics right now and how cool I think the Daisuke art is. It makes me honestly want to go sweep more with only like 100 listed. That's like in my brain that happened. I keep sweeping. I have like 30 of them now, I think. But
oh wow.
I want to just keep going. Yeah. Because I see the potential and how the community literally is. There's not many people literally willing to sell at that 100, 200 ADA mark. So
yeah, because
not financial, but just what I'm thinking about doing.
Yeah, I mean, I hold one Ninja, so I've only ever bought one. And because I'm the team representative of Daisuke, I hold a Daisuke. And then Tommy is the team representative of Aramar, so he holds one Aramar. Those are the only Ninjas we've ever bought. But Daisuke will give the highest Ninjas token staking rewards.
Oh, wow. Right? I didn't know that.
And the rarer the Daisuke, the more the rewards are.
Oh, wow.
So people see that.
Wow.
And that's why.
The couple rares.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, like the top few hundred are crazy rewards, right? I don't have the calculation in front of me, but it's really good rewards.
Find it in the Discord or something.
Sorry?
Find it in the Discord.
Yes, you can head to the Discord. You can head to our white paper, also called the Ninja Scroll. You can find it, on our Twitter, wherever you want, but it's in our Discord, which is the easiest place to find it. Someone's laughing at me in the community because he's French, and I said the football award is the Ballon d'Or, and he said he's pronouncing it as Ballon d'Or. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not French, bro. So, yeah, but you know what I'm talking about.
That's fun.
Anyway, but yeah, look. So coming back to that vision side of things.
So
Sorry,
yeah,
I keep yeah.
yeah, no worries. I mean, that's part of the journey, right? It's part of the vision. But yeah, let's like yeah, slam it down. I told myself I would keep these new interviews under an hour, just so that way we don't blow the whole thing in one, and then you can come back in a month, or you can come back in more time.
Sure.
So let's wrap up the vision and
Awesome.
give a good outro. Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, as I was saying, creating a multimedia entertainment business, that's what we are doing, that we have done a lot of already, where when you play our game, the music you're listening to is our music. The characters that are designed that you play with is our
Mhm.
art design. The lore that you're reading is our own story. Hence, it's all within one ecosystem. That's what ADA Ninjas is about. And the best example is you look at the game Cyberpunk, kind of went in waves, didn't do
Mhm.
well, sold a lot of uh, copies initially. Then they released an anime on Netflix and their sales went to the top again, right? And bringing in all these different products together, that's what we envision to do and are doing. And we want the community to be a part of each step of that journey, whether it's helping with building elements, playing the game, buying the token, buying the NFT, selling them, whatever it is, you can be a part of that journey. And that's what we're
Hell
building.
yeah. Hell yeah, I love that. And is there anything you would suggest really quick to a just someone who is interested in investing? Maybe he's not, I don't know, like super obsessed with anime, but just for someone who's not obsessed with anime or whatever it is, what would you
Well,
say to them?
that's the beauty of Ada Ninjas, right? That's why we say anime inspired and not anime. We have a comic. You don't like reading, we have music. You don't
Right.
like music? You don't like music? I mean, you would like music. You don't
Yeah.
like the music we make? There's a game. You don't like gaming? There's multiple different NFT collections with all sorts of art. And
And you
if you
can't
do
please everyone.
like,
So
yeah,
there
exactly.
you go.
And we are building an incredible game that is coming out soon, and the Ninjas token is dropping soon. We've onboarded a AAA game developer. The guy who worked on the tokenomics for the Endmaker token is now on our team, has worked on our tokenomics. We're building, we're doing some crazy stuff. If you like gaming, or if you like music, or if you like storytelling, or you like comics, or you like art, we just onboarded Victor War as our lead artist,
Who's
or
that?
you like all of them combined. There you go.
Who's that? Who's that lead artist?
So Victor War is a famous one for one artist on Cardano. If anyone knows The Art of Woman, that's him. He's the artist behind that independent project. He just sold out like 20 pieces in his Halloween Connect collection in like minutes, and now he's working on Ada Ninja's art, and we have a lot planned.
That's
Uh,
amazing.
so so we're building, we're bringing amazing people into the team, and we're just gonna grow from here.
Cool, man. Well, that's all right. Cool. That's where we'll wrap it up. If you want to check out the Ada Ninjas Twitter, it's Ada Ninjas. I just released my first song about a month ago, so please go check that out if you haven't already. You can find me as CJ Lovelace, and I have another single coming out soon. Um, that's just my important show, and
Can I
and
just say something about the song, the first
oh,
song?
please do go for it.
You said go check it out. I think I'm going to.
Yeah. Oh, wait,
Do you
what?
get it?
I do. Yeah,
That's
that's a
it.
straight knee slapper. Thank you for that.
But yeah, I've heard the song loads of times, guys. If you like Tame Impala and like psychedelic rock, this is what you should be listening to. CJ's
Hell
track
yeah.
is fire. I got an early sneak peek to the second track as well, and it's fire. So go check
Thank
it
you.
out on Spotify. The whole team listened to it in the US when we were there. So for
Woo, woo.
sure. That's
Thank you, bro.
it.
I appreciate it. All right, man. Take care. ADA Ninjas out. Daisuke, Daisuke, whatever they're called. Maybe go buy more. Bye.
See ya.